Usually, you would hear women's expectation in a relationship from a woman. But today, I will be discussing with you about men's expectation in a relationship when he wants to settle down. How do I know it? Because of my experience with my husband and my talks with my other male friends. We often talk about such topics openly. As I said, these are basic traits a man looks for in a woman, but it can be different and it is based on priorities, of course. First element is respect. When it comes to relationship, both men and women seek respect in the relationship equally. But there is slight difference here. Let me explain that to you. There is a different angle when we talk about respect from a man's perspective. First thing, don't insult him in front of his friends or your friends. Don't insult him in front of your parents or his parents. He hates if you discuss your relationship issues with your parents. And if he gets to know that you have discussed your personal issues with him, with your parents, then he may start avoiding them. His confidence will go down. Even if they are not having that perspective about your husband or your partner, he will think worst about himself. So he'll start breaking that relationship with your parents, which you do not want. The next one is he might be wanting to try out something new in his life. You have to be there just to support him and encourage him. He will love that. If you start demeaning his every action, then it's going to cost his confidence, in turn, your happiness. The second point is peace. Men want peace at home. No fights, no dramas, no nagging. You also might be thinking you want peace, but he's not even lifting a finger to help you out and make your life easier. There are so many issues with both of you, and you want to point that out and communicate with him. How to do that? Take a deep breath. There is always a way to communicate with your husband. Be gentle. You have to understand him, like in which way, if you communicate, that is best for him. Every person is different. The words we use might impact them. So always be careful with your words. If you speak in a gentle way, and there is always a way that he might also reciprocate with your feelings. Try that next time when you want to shout and tell something. Approach it in a different way, in a much calmer way, and see the result. The next one is no brainer, love or care. He might act all tough, but he also needs pampering sometimes. For example, if he's coming late from office, you can make a cup of coffee or you can make a cup of hot soup. Sometimes he might have forgotten to iron his clothes and he's getting late to office. You can lend a hand to iron his clothes before he asks you. That is the point here. You have to do something for him before even he asks you. That shows that you are caring for him. Understand his love language and show that love from your side in the same way. Because everyone is different, you have to understand your man. I might be giving you some examples, but finally you have to understand your man and tune your frequency to adjust to his requirement. The next one is culture. This is something which I realized when I had a kid. Men want to raise their kids with good values. You might be thinking every parents need the same for their kids. What is so special about men? Men want to teach their kids not to forget where they came from. They want to teach their kids the culture and the religious values. Any religion it could be, does not matter. And good moral values, of course. You may wonder how this is relevant. So as a partners, we both should be aligned what sort of religion we will follow, what sort of culture we will be following, and what are the values with which our kids will be brought up in the future. For example, you might be not wanting to celebrate a festival and your husband wants to celebrate a festival. Then there will be a clash in the future. So always a man will look for a woman who has the same belief as him. So if you have the same belief, then he will be relaxed. Being married for almost 9 years now I can say that good men are simple to understand and they have very basic desires just like any human. A good man will also understand when he has a right woman and also he will do his best to keep her happy. But we as a woman are not ready to put any effort in a marriage, then we are just stirring up the happiness in our family and also wrecking our own family. So be mindful and give our man the credit he deserves.